the system that everyone knows exists is worth being revolted against. Why is it that as human beings on this soil, we are required to pay for things that are free and necessary to survival? Things like water. I think we get in trouble for collecting rainwater, for instance, and now we paying for water. When I was young, water was free, and it was supposedly clean, and other things like gardening. Why can't we plant our own garden? Why can't we build our own homes and live tax free on our land? And why do we accept that as the case with no question asked? Why don't people question and, I would say, protest for the shit that should be protested for? Even animal cruelty, right? Killing of animals, all of this shit is crazy. But it gets deeper. It gets way deeper. I don't know how deep I'm gonna get in this one video, but the Matrix, the whole Matrix, the Matrix, the illusion of what life is. We grow up to believe that life is to be born, go to school, go to college, get a job, save enough money, retire, and die. And in the meantime, you can have some children and bring them back into the same cycle. A lot of people that I know kind of look at me and wonder why I'm always alone. When I'm alone, this is basically what I'm doing is contemplating life, like looking at it from an eagle's view perspective. And I'm just looking at everything, and I'm realizing how much stuff that I really don't agree with, and how I can see shit that people seem to can't even see. So, for instance, listen to this. All right, so we go to work for 8 hours a day. So during that 8 hours, our attention and our energy is focused on work. All right, and we doing that so that we can make some money with white man's face on it and shit. Like, so it's like it's not ours, it's not mine. If it was mine, I would have put my own face on it and shit. But anyway, so we come to get this paper, this white man face on it. So we're gonna get as much as we can so that we can pay a bill, whether it's a cable bill, so that we can put our attention into being entertained by some images on the screen, or a phone bill, social media, whatever fuck bill it is, insurance, all these bills. So we exert all this energy, effort, and time, and focus, and attention on all the stuff outside of ourselves to get some money, to give it right back into the system, and also on top of that pay taxes to live, to pay for some shit like water that comes from the sky, right? To pay for a home that we could have built ourselves. It's just, everything is all together. It's all just like it keeps you in this cycle, this system. And people really starting to notice this shit now, but ain't nobody going, like, it don't seem like nobody's gonna fucking revolt against this stupid ass system. And this is really stupid because, first of all, it's not a natural way of life, right? God put us here, gave us all the shit that we need to survive for free. We shouldn't be having to work for money, right? That's number one. Number two is people don't understand themselves spiritually because they exert most of their efforts outside of themselves, right? And they do that for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. They just always outside. So either they at work, either they fucking being entertained by television or movies or music, whatever the fuck it is, media, it don't even matter. But not too many people go within in our culture especially. And what else was I gonna say? But yeah, like I said, it's just not a natural way to live. And the whole society thing, I think we better off as tribes and stuff. And I also think that we better off amongst our own people, because black people in America, it'll never be equal, because this is not our land, this is not our soil. I know a lot of people don't want to go back to Africa, but I think the best chance that we have of feeling like we're equal would be in Africa. And I'm not saying if we go today or tomorrow or even next year that it's gonna be that you will feel better out there in Africa than you will in America. I know Africa's kind of crazy too, but the thing is, those are our people. And America is just a melting pot of all these cultures coming together, which I also believe is unnatural. It's not nothing to do with no racism or none of that type of shit or all this we equal shit, because history shows that it don't work like that. Alright, it's just a different type of slavery. It's more mental, psychological slavery than anything else. But if you look at the prison systems, it's filled with black people and shit, mostly black people. And then the fucking charges, the way reasons they in there, look. I'm not gonna get into all of that because that the video goes somewhere else. But it's a whole lot of bullshit when it comes to the judicial system. And just this whole matrix, man, it's just like people are living for the wrong reason. People do not understand or believe that they are God's children, and that they are just as powerful, or have the possibility to be just as powerful as any powerful person on earth, because we made out of the same shit. Alright, we all spiritual beings in human flesh living on the same planet, but we are being controlled by a system which is ran by a small group of people, relatively small group of people, and everybody's just being controlled by the fucking system, whether they want to or not most times. So until you could like fucking spend some time away from your job, take some time away from media, it really just spend some time alone and be looking at this shit and paying attention to how you feel as you live in life. Like, not worrying about money, bills, none of that shit. Not even worrying about food. Like, really trusting the universe through whatever anxieties that you may have. Because this is what I do. This is the only reason I'm saying it. Like, God will provide the shit that's free. Like, He's going to feed you, you're going to be clothed, and you're going to be sheltered. Now, if you could allow yourself to do that and just take yourself out of society for a few months or a year or 2 years or 5 years, you're gonna see that this shit is some bullshit. But then you can look on the other perspective and be like, man, you know what though? Everything is so convenient, you know. We already know how convenient it is when you got the money and you playing by their rules and shit. But then the truth still is the truth. It's bullshit and it's unnatural, and you should have the freedom to live as you please, because you are indeed God's child. Peace.